Neverland.
Criminal defense attorney John Patrick Dolan is in Los Angeles, and Fox News legal analyst. Searing documentary comes out and then start to abuse the kid?
Big problem, isn't it? The timeline painted by the prosecution. It's hard to believe that anybody would endure that searing documentary and all of the things that came out of it and then decide, well, now I'm going to imprison these people and I'm going to molest this child. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense to us sitting here and talking about it. But if you're really high on Jesus juice or something else and you're stressed out about this documentary, you're not thinking like the rest of us are thinking. I mean, frankly, if you're a pedophile, you're not thinking like the rest of us are thinking. So I agree with you in a rational sense. Yes, that timeline doesn't make sense for somebody who's not high. But what if he's high? And this is, this is the time he goes after the kid.
Well, but there's another point of view here, Lise, and I respect what you have to say, but remember, we begin with the presumption of innocence. Your discussion at this point is sort of how the prosecution wants to look at it. Let's begin with the idea that he's a pedophile and see if we can support that. That's not how the law works. We have to begin with the presumption of innocence and see whether or not there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt to overcome that presumption.
But isn't it true, John, that he said, Michael Jackson himself said, I sleep with young boys. I'm a 45, 46-year-old guy, and I sleep with young boys. Let's start with that.
He said that, and I think we have to accept that to be true, but that doesn't prove he's a pedophile. That just says he sleeps with young boys. That's weird.
I think we have to accept as a fact that in his bedroom and all throughout his home where he has these people, these young kids, there is pornographic material. Right?
But it's not kiddie porn.
Well, pornographic material that is shown adult material that is shown to the young children, right?
It's yes.
Okay.
I mean, you can't deny what has been proven.
So we have his admission. We have
You're
the fact
leading the witness.
I think so too.
What are you doing?
We have prior bad acts. We've had other witnesses who've taken the stand and said, "Hey, this happened to me." You put that all together, and I think that's beyond a reasonable
doubt. Real quickly,
here's all you can do with that. All you can do with that is say it's possible. One interpretation of the evidence is that he's a pedophile. You can't say there's no other interpretation, that it was innocent conduct, and in that condition, he must be found not guilty.
All right, real quickly, because we've only got 20 seconds. John, a quick or long time till we hear a verdict?
I think it's about a week or 10 days.
Okay, please.
I would agree. Maybe a little bit less, but certainly not just a 20-minute verdict here.
All right, Lise Wheel and John Patrick Dolan, we thank you very much for joining us today.
It's like we were in